Hi everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today is going to be our Barbacoa challenge. So we always try, not always, but from time to time we try to do a challenge. Like the last time was a Taco Bell challenge. So we've done other challenges too, we just haven't taped those challenges. So Chipotle is very good fast food. I mean, we really like Chipotle a lot, and I criticize a lot of out to eat food, but Chipotle is really hard to criticize because they try to like source non-GMO and organic when they can. The food is actually seasoned really well. I'm not saying they use top of the line meats and ingredients, but I think they do pretty stinking good, especially for fast food. So I'm gonna go up against their Barbacoa today. So I'm gonna use some beautiful chuck roast, and I'm gonna roast that for a long time today. All the boys in the house are going to go canoeing today, so much fun. But I'm gonna be home alone, and so I'm going to make Barbacoa and go up against Chipotle. So we better get in the kitchen and get at it. Okay, I have 3 2.5 pound chuck roasts here. They've been getting room temperature, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and salt those pretty liberally. And actually, before I salt those, I'm going to get this pan screeching hot. Okay, so I'm getting this hot, and I'm gonna go ahead and put in some extra virgin olive oil right into the pan and let that get hot while we're salting meat. So I'm just gonna liberally salt this meat. And you kind of want it salted on all sides, because these are, if you look, these are thick cuts of meat. And it looks like a ton of salt, but it's actually really not, because these are so thick. So as I'm turning them in the pan, I salt the sides and everything too. But right now we're just gonna salt the tops. Okay, I believe this is screeching hot, but I'm just gonna flick. Oh, hear that? That is ready to brown this meat. And this meat, this cut of meat is just gorgeous. Look at that. I'm gonna lay it down on the salted side. Move my tongue. I hate moving it. There we go. But we're gonna go ahead, and for about 3 or 4 minutes, we're gonna let that cook. If you see all this inside of the pan, that is actually beautiful flavor. We're going to take a little more care with, I gotta move some stuff around. So I've turned this off so it doesn't burn, but I'm gonna turn it back on here in just a minute. And we're gonna get our ingredients together. And those ingredients, so sorry for the movement, are over here. We've got apple cider vinegar, allspice, some people just use cloves, onions, chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. We've got, some people use smoked paprika. I use chili powder. That's up to you. Lime juice, beef broth, garlic, cumin, salt, fresh garlic. I think that's about it, but you can see it in the recipe. And so I'm gonna prepare my ingredients and then start adding them to my hot pan. Okay. So I'm gonna turn my flame back on, and I'm gonna pop in my onions. And then I'm going to get a spatula. Actually, I might just use my tongs. Okay. And so I'm just gonna kind of, what I say, flavor the onions. The onions don't have to be perfectly cut. This is gonna cook low and slow for a good bit. So these don't have to be perfectly diced. So if you see where these onions are actually like, they're being enveloped in that flavor that was on the bottom of this pan. Oh, I love it. And you just kind of scrape the little bits up. We're still gonna do broth in this pan, so it doesn't much matter to get everything, because I'll scrape it again once we put the broth in. Sorry for my cold or sinuses or whatever it is. Okay, that's good. We're gonna let that hang out for a moment. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I just smashed garlic cloves. The reason why I'm not giving any amounts is because I'll put out a recipe for 4 pounds of roast. I'm actually using closer to 8, so my measurements are gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna go ahead and add beef broth. I just cut these rosemary sprigs. A lot of people will use bay leaves, and bay leaves are very good, but I love the flavor of rosemary and beef together. So you do what you want on that one. Okay, here's chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, and I just pull them right out of the can. This is not something that I get from here. I pull this right out of the can and chop it, and I use all of the sauce as well. There's so much meat in a roast that I just kind of feel like it needs all the flavor that it can get, because although these are very flavorful cuts, because there is a high fat content in chuck roast, but in that same breath you don't want to just taste beef, because the whole point of barbacoa is to have those great Mexican flavors. So I am trying to make all of this beef fit. My cast iron Dutch oven was scorched, and we're trying to nurse that back to health. So I'm having to use this pan in its stead. And then whatever juices I collected, I like to go ahead and pour from the pan that I had the roast laying on. And I just like to shimmy this stuff around so that everybody comes to the flavor party. This middle roast, I just want to make sure really gets submerged. And then we're going to put on a tight-fitting lid. And let this come to a boil. Okay, we've got bubbling occurring. I'm gonna stick this in a 300-degree oven for an hour and a half and then check on it. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the oven. At 300 degrees for an hour and a half. Okay, timer went off. Let's see if it's done. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, that is not done yet. So, I'm going to put it back in. It should be fork tender, so I'm putting it back in for another 30 minutes. See you back in 30. Okay, this is beautiful and done. I'm going to, it's falling apart, just me pulling it as you can see. But I'm gonna go ahead and at least try to transfer this over so that it doesn't keep cooking in the liquid. Now I don't mind to shred this and then put it back in the liquid. I'll actually see after it's all cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this out and let it cool, and then I'll show when I actually shred this apart. Okay, so this is like perfectly done. You don't want your meat to be mushy, but you want it like with forks. I'm using my fingers right now just to show you, like, this should shred apart. Look how shreddy that is. It should shred apart pretty easy. So I'm just gonna get a couple forks and go ahead and start shredding this apart. It is gorgeous. I know this is such a weird thing to say, but it feels like almost silky. It is just, the texture of this meat is just awesome. So I'm gonna get a couple forks and go to town. Alrighty, it should be very easy to do. Okay, looks great. Let's let the taste challenge begin. Okay, so we have our Chipotle burrito here. I'm putting it here for inspiration. And then, so I've got mine down. Now the Chipotle one, we requested no rice and beans. And that is only because this is really about who did the barbacoa better. Now if it's just a burrito, you know, you get the full on, all the toppings. So we just got barbacoa, sour cream, corn salsa, and is that it, Christopher?
Yep.
Okay, so I am putting on the corn salsa that we made the other day. And actually, if you want to look at the recipe for that, look in the description and we'll have a link to that video. And then I am not a good burrito wrapper, so I'm gonna do this, fold this over, fold this side over.
Wait, leave that side open.
Leave it open?
Yep.
Okay. And just roll. Okay.
See, that looks just like a burrito.
Sure, why not?
And then is this the...
Okay, here's Chipotle. Let me unwrap it. Oh, wow. What was all over that?
Meat juice.
Hey, I gotta be honest. Chipotle's look stinking good.
It does.
I mean, wow. Like, I love Chipotle, so this is... I will not be angry if you guys choose Chipotle. I won't. Because I know Chipotle is good. Okay, so we're at the testing table, and everybody, it's too obvious which one is mine and which one is Chipotle, so there's just no way we're going to be able to hide that. So what do you guys think about, like, even just overall appearances? I mean, I don't wrap a burrito very well, so don't judge that.
I think the wrapping's fine, but the Chipotle burrito, it does look a little bit better with the toasted tortilla shell.
It does. Ours kind of looks, mine looks raw almost.
Yeah. I think that, honestly, I think that yours looks better, and also the food kind of falls out more naturally, whereas this, it seems kind of just, to me, it seems kind of like soggy and like, I don't know, compressed almost in a weird way.
Well, I think the meat is maybe cut a little bit finer from Chipotle.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, I think that Chipotle's is a little bit soggy, like Christopher. Like it just doesn't look right.
Okay.
I think your burrito looks good.
Thanks. Okay, well, let's try the Chipotle burrito. Okay. It should be awesome deliciousness, because we do love Chipotle.
Yes.
Jed, you want to come out and try? Let him have bites of yours, babe.
Okay. Come over here, Jed. You can have some of me.
Isn't it good?
This is a really good burrito.
It's very good. I know. Somebody save me a bite. I want a bite of Chipotle.
I'll save you this.
Okay.
I'm not super hungry.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Chipotle's is very good.
It's very good. They're good.
What do you
They're
think,
very
Jen?
good.
And they have good fresh ingredients. Like that's why I like Chipotle. So
Yes.
so I mean this is we're going up against a big one.
Yeah.
And okay, now we can try the one that I did.
Okay. Alright.
All right. What do you say?
I can tell a difference already after having Chipotle's is that they have cilantro in theirs and I forgot to chop it up and put it in ours.
Okay. So there's a big difference here.
Is there?
Yours is good, but it doesn't have nearly the same strength of seasoning as theirs does.
Okay.
It tastes much more like much more like roast beef. And there's like a little bit of Mexicanness to it. And theirs is very strong Mexican seasoning.
Okay.
I think Chipotle wins this one.
Chipotle wins?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I already said I know this is a tough one to beat.
Yeah, as far as the seasonings, yeah, Christopher definitely hit it. There's more spice and flavoring there. But I think we're going to talk about the price. Like, wow, 2 burritos from Chipotle, $20.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very expensive.
That's a lot.
And the cost for us, a lot of stuff came from our garden, but the cost for us from me doing it is about... It's hard to tell because I can create so much more. But we'll say I could get away with like $2.50 a burrito instead of 10.
Okay, that's way more worth it.
Yeah.
Just obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Chipotle beat the crap out of me today.
But it's still really good.
Okay, I lost. But I wanted to throw in a couple more things that my family didn't say. So 2 things. The roast that we made actually, or that I made, actually tastes better than the meat from Chipotle. Clearly homemade anything is going to taste a little better. When Christopher was saying that, talking about like the taste being stronger, he means like seasonings and things like that. So I do think that Chipotle's was more seasoned, and we're going after a barbacoa flavor, so I mean clearly they win. So I would add in, like, if you're looking for like a really strong flavor, I would keep the recipe that I showed as is, maybe put in some more like spices, you know, like cumin, I might add some coriander for like a little brightness. I would put in maybe more chili powder, some more smoked paprika, and kind of intensify that. We're getting wins today. Sorry if there's any feedback on here, but the other thing that I also liked a lot better was Chipotle's shell. So the next time, and I usually do this for us, but I think that like I was trying to hurry up and get all of this filmed before it turned dark. So if you were gonna do a face-off with Chipotle, I would definitely grill your just quickly in a cast iron skillet or griddle. I would just quickly warm them up. It really does make a difference. It actually almost like toasts it a little too. Flour tortillas can sometimes have like a bland flavor to them. So I think that it's wise to just kind of grill off that. I also did not get my fresh cilantro in, and I think that makes a huge taste difference too. But other than that, this is all being very, very picky. I think that this barbacoa is outstanding, and I ate mine. We didn't film this, but I ate mine over like lettuce greens and stuff, and which I think is, for me, it even amplifies that flavor. So anyway, so if we can face off with Chipotle, anybody can. Thanks. Bye.